I have a lot to show you. It's been a while, not that long, because I recorded an episode that was like, I have nothing to show you, but this is what I want to do. Eating. It's okay. But now I finished the book knits. I have had a few weeks, or maybe like a month, of just starting new things, getting creative again, and it feels so good. I love making the book. It's wonderful, and I'm so grateful to be able to have this opportunity to make a book. But you know, in every project, there's a time when you just want to, when you're so close to the end, you want to finish that project. Yeah, that was me a couple of weeks ago. But now I'm in the zone where I'm just starting new things, sharing them online, making plans, and you know, yeah, getting into the design of my own knitwear design brand. I have a lot of things to show you today, so please grab a cup of coffee or tea and maybe a knitting or something and cozy up, because this might be a long one, and I'm hoping that Hilma will sleep for a long time now. Yeah, we'll have to see about that. The first thing is actually this mug. I got this mug for a birthday present from my brother and his family. It's beautiful, and it's from Paradisverkstan, which is a really nice brand. And I also love these little houses that I got today at Systrene. I love to have like small houses. The idea of making small houses really pleases me. So I love them. And on this shelf here, it's like new acquisitions. So we're gonna talk about that later. I'm gonna start with the things that I've finished. And I have a few things. Okay, so I have some exciting news. I have a finished knit that I have been finished with for quite some time. And this is actually the first sample, so the second sample that's in the publication isn't the exact same. But it's close enough, you know, so it's the same design, and it's this one. And can you see that I enjoy these colors? Yeah. But this is also not, the threads have not been fastened. But yeah, okay, so never mind that. This is urd. This is a yoke, round yoke, and also it has a few raglan increases to offer a better fit. And this is a design that I made for Laine, Nordic Knits. So this is, this just released this Friday, or last Friday, I can't remember. And this is in here, yay! So this is urd, and you can read more about it, and this is, they have so, the pictures are so gorgeous, and the model is beautiful, and she wears the sweater so well. And as you can see, this sample in the book is longer. And this sample was actually knit by my dear friend Alekz. I will link her below. She has an Instagram and she has a YouTube channel, which she doesn't upload right now, but yeah, she has one. And yeah, so I'm published in this one, which is so, yeah, I'm honored, because it's, yeah, all the designers in this is amazing, and I'm just not getting over that I'm published in the same publication as like Skeindeer Knits, which is, you know, Eli Leistad, which is a Norwegian designer that lives. Eden is just walking all over. She wants to. Nej, Eden, go lady. She wants to sit in the chair, but she can't because the camera stand is in front of it. Okay. Hop. Hop. Okay. There we go. Now she's comfortable. But yeah, so Eli Leistad is in here. Leistad? Yeah. With an amazing design. And Lotta Lötgren is in here as well. Yeah, it's just... if you get the chance to look in this, please do, because it's amazing. And I'm really pleased with my design, which is Urd, which is one of the Norns in Nordic mythology, if you didn't know that. But yeah, so this is knit in Fjallalopi in the same colors as my Vitra. But yeah, so I love this. I'm so pleased with this design. It's a bit different in the final design, but it's mostly the same. So that was that. And also I wanted to say thank you to Laine, who sent this amazing Knitter's Year for 2025, which is weird to say. But yeah, so this is a calendar, and they have pre-marked, like they have written the loads of, it's like the Wool Fashion Fair and Fiber Expo, East Texas Fiber Festival, so it has loads of these events. It's really nice actually. And in the back, I think, yeah, it's lined in the back, so you can take notes, maybe for knitwear design or something. And it also has a ruler, which was really fun, and basic techniques, so like increases and knit together and everything. And they also have, yeah, this is really nice, they have a needle size converter, so if you like me, use the metric system, you have 3.5, but in US sizes that's 4, and UK doesn't have a 4. So I didn't know that. And then they have the yarn weights, and yeah, you know, loads of really nice things, and it's beautiful as well. I love this color. So thank you, Laine, for sending that to me. Okay, so the next finished thing is a half finish. Actually, one of them is finished, and it's this, and it's also wet because I blocked it. But this is a sock for Hilma. We carry her in a shawl most of the time when we're going out, and then she has her feet and like up to the knee outside of the shawl. So I wanted to make, because we usually have like she has her pants, and then we have a merino sock on top of her pants over her foot, and then I wanted to have like an extra layer for when it gets cold. So I knitted this in Ullcentrum Öland, their sock yarn, and I'm so in love with this yarn. I love this yarn. It's thick and beautiful and sturdy, and you know, I can feel that this is going to be a really warm sock for her, which is awesome. And yeah, I really love the color. I'm actually planning something Christmassy for this, but that's gonna be like a mystery knit along, so I don't want to spoil things for you. But this is halfway done, and I'm actually already started the second one, so this is gonna be finished in the next couple of days, which feels very nice because she only has like a, yeah, she have a pair of socks, but they are thinner and not quite as warm as these are going to be. And the next one is something that I'm really excited about. I haven't added the buttons, and I haven't fastened the ends, the loose ends, but it's my Asynja cardigan. And Asynja is a female warrior in Nordic mythology. And this cardigan it has both cables, some lace, and also rosetud in the back. And it's in one color, and the neckband is knitted on lastly, so you knit it like alongside, like horizontally. You knit it horizontally. You knit it like this. So, and then you add 3 buttonholes to the on the right side. Yeah. But this is something that I've been thinking about this design for so long. I've been planning it for so long, but I didn't want to start it before ending all the book knits. So I just kept it on hold and thought about it in my head for so long, and then I just I had this vision of this back piece, and I knew I wanted to make a V-neck cardigan, and I'm just in love with this. I will add some pictures also so you can see it. And the yarn is one strand of Fjallalopi and one strand of Einband, which is from Istex, both of them, and both of the colorways that I used is both the oatmeal color, which is really beautiful, and I bought this yarn this summer, I think. Yeah, just to get excited to finish and to start other things than book knits. But yeah, so it has a few different details. It has some laces, I said, and cables, and some structure knitting, and the neckband is knitted in garter, and the ribbing is cast off or bound off. Yeah, you do the bind off in a tubular bind off, so it's a really neat end. And the main fabric is just plain stockinette, because I didn't want the main fabric, I didn't want the cables to be competing with something, so I just wanted to have, and it's cropped as well, of course, it's cropped. But yeah, so it's really it's a really nice, I think, basic cardigan, because it's one color, so you can wear it every day if you want to, but it has some interest to it, and it has it's a lot of fun to knit it, because you know there's always something that happens and you never get bored. And let's see if I can show you here, the sleeves also have a bit of the pattern, but it doesn't have the rosetud. It just has a more simplified pattern. But yeah, it's knit on 4.5mm needle, so it's a quick knit, especially because it's cropped. It has a raglan seam, and I'm just in love with it. And I'm working on the pattern now, so I'm hoping it will be done for test knitting this week. I can't be sure because it depends on, you know, the brain space I have for writing patterns in the evening, or when Hilma's asleep. But continuing on that theme, like the Asynja theme, because I'm a bit obsessed with that pattern, like that rosetud pattern. That's what I'm calling the Asynja pattern, the thing in the back. So I actually bought these yarns from Filtmakeriet. I think it must have been early summer, because I found out that they have like a collection of colors on their 2-ply yarn, which I'm loving these yarns, because they are so shiny and rustic and really nice. So I bought one skein of each color, which is not as mad as it sounds. I think it's yellow, orange, green, dark red and pink, so 5 colors, 5 skeins, and I really wanted to make something out of this two together, which is not my usual color palette, but you know, that doesn't matter. But I love these colors together because it's the same color but just two different, it's more white in this one, you know. But I love this color combination, and I wanted to make something with color work and rosetud in the same pattern. So I thought that I'm doing it at first, you know, I wanted to have the rosetud in another, like a third colorway. It's hard to explain. So I'm making these, and I haven't added the embroidery on this one, because this is not, I tried to make it in rosetud as like when I knitted it, so I wanted to make it all at once, but it's too fiddly. So I'm making the yellow part like an embroidery, but it looks like rositud. This is actually knit the same time as you knit the other things, but it was too much to have two colors of this yarn and then also do the rositud. It was not a pleasure to knit. But I'm making a mitten, and this is the Asynja mitten, and I'm really enjoying this. I haven't knitted on it for a bit because I'm making a pair of socks for Halloween, which I will talk about soon. So that has to, you know, take priority. Oops. But yeah, so I'm making this one in in stranded color work and then some embroidery on top. And I'm really loving the color combination of these two together with the yellow. It's so beautiful. I just love it. And it's really fun to knit. This is... Okay, so this doesn't match, but don't mind that. But yes, I'm soon finished with these ones, and I'm gonna quickly write up the pattern and have them released before Christmas. Hopefully in mid-November or something, because December is gonna be a wild ride. I'm gonna talk about that later. And the yellow yarn is an unspun from also Filtmakeriet, but you can use whatever you have at home, so you don't need that much of this. So I thought that an unspun yarn might be interesting to add to the structure of the pattern. So yeah, you can use whatever you have at home, which is nice. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is I have so many ongoing projects right now. I have such a good knitting mojo right now. The next one is a design that I'm making in Nutiden, and this is a yoke, a color work yoke. This is going to be it looks like this, and it's inspired by Kurbits, which is a folk painting style. So it's going to be like a Kurbits flower down here, and then it's going to be cropped, and I'm thinking about adding something to the sleeves as well, but I'm going to try it on for you. Yeah, it's weird to have like a sweater on top of a sweater, but this is the design so far. I'm really enjoying knitting this. I really enjoy the pattern, and I struggled so much with the increases on this one. I just had to think about it for a really long time before I just started, and I'm doing the grading right now, which is gonna be a struggle, I think. So I'm making the pattern, and I think the pattern is, I have like maybe 6 or 7 rows left of the color work, and then I'm gonna do some raglan increases as well. That is my favorite way to make a round yoke, to add some raglan increases at the end, because I think it's a better fit, especially if you have bigger boobs. It's a better fit. So yeah, I'm making this one, and this is knit in Nutiden. I don't remember the colorways right now. This is Dig, the brown one, so it's a all natural color. It's not colored. And this white one is I don't remember the name of that one. It's the one that has a bit of yellow in it, so it's not like stark white, which is nice. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying this one, and this is also going to be available for test knitting, kind of like soon-ish. I don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to do that, but you know, it's hard to have too many test knits going at once. So the next one is actually this small little thing, and this is Rota sweater, and I don't know if I'm pleased with this. So it's not fair to this knitting right now because you can't see how it actually looks, but I've added a lateral braid on like beneath the ribbing, which I'm really enjoying, but I'm also making like a slip stitch raglan, and this is not I don't know if I enjoy this. Actually, maybe I have to rip it out and start again. And maybe I will use another yarn. I don't know. I'm not vibing with this right now. I'm not feeling it. I made a tubular cast on, which is nice. I think that looks really good in this yarn. And maybe I just have to like do a block of this, like block it and see if I like it after the block. I don't know. But the Rota sweater is coming someday. It's not priority right now because it's a basic raglan sweater. So I know that it's really useful to have in your wardrobe, but you know, I have so much else going on right now that I don't, it's not taking priority on this one. But I really enjoy the yarn. This is Fjallalopi from Eastex. It's their new yarn, which is a thinner version of Let Loopy, and I'm really enjoying this. And I really love the lightness of it. And I'm thinking it's gonna be an amazing sweater. Like the yarn is gonna be, I dropped a stitch here. Oops. The sweater and the fabric is gonna be an amazing staple in your wardrobe. But you know, I just have to decide on whether I like it or not. That's not really that easy. But it's a really good knit to have for like when socializing. So it's really good to have a boring knit like this. But the problem is that if I'm not sure about it, and if I feel a little bit hesitant, I don't knit it. I think this is the problem for everyone, especially when designing maybe, because you don't want to waste your time on knitting something that you're gonna rip out anyway. But yeah, so I'm really liking the yarn. The yarn is amazing. It's gonna be a really lightweight, great sweater for everyday use. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on a cable, like a long cable, and try it on later today and decide if I'm gonna keep it or if I'm gonna frog it. The next thing is almost done, and I actually asked on my Instagram because I thought that this has gone a bit out of season because it's a t-shirt. It's the Yggdrasil t-shirt that I'm working on right now. And I finished the yoke, as you can see, and also the sleeves, because they are short sleeves. And then I'm just working away on the body. And I asked on my Instagram if it's, you know, is it even, should I continue with this, or should I wait until like after Christmas to do this? But majority of you said that I should just go on, and you can layer. And you can also, because this is a different gauge, so you can knit it like a long sleeved one if you want to, and have a different gauge available for this one. But this is my Yggdrasil, and Yggdrasil is the first pattern that I ever posted on Ravelry, so it has a dear place in my heart. And it has a raglan cable that goes all the way down to the ribbing, which is a really nice extra thing, but it also is a very good everyday wear. So yeah, this one. I don't have much to say about this. Otherwise than it's a woolen twine linen base, which is a magical yarn. I really love the yarn to knit it, and I also really enjoy the drape of it. I think it's going to be a really nice t-shirt, also in rust color, which is, it's nice. Okay, so the next thing, I'm just, you know, can you feel that I just cast on everything in the world, and just having a really good time with it. But this is, yeah, you can see this one. This is a pair of socks. You can see here, yes. So this is inspired from my pumpkin spice mittens. which is a pattern that I released last year, I believe, or the year before. But it's it's like autumn in mittens. I will post a picture here because it's magical, and I really love that pattern, and I love the mittens because they are just so cozy and autumnal. So I wanted to make a pair of socks, and I stole my own pattern for the little ghosties, but I made them like 2 rows of them. On the other sock, I'm gonna make a different kind of color work, and it's gonna be pumpkins. And my idea was to call this the pumpkin spice socks, but I don't think that I'm gonna do that because I wanted to try something else. So this is the All Hallows socks, which is All Hallows Eve. I play on that. So yeah, this is gonna be released on Halloween, like the 31st of, like All Hallows Eve, sorry. It's gonna be a knit along for the weekend. So from the 31st, I don't know, I'm gonna write the details on the screen here because I haven't my calendar in front of me, so I don't know the exact date. But yeah, so we're gonna have a knit along on our Patreon, and these knit alongs are public for everyone. So you don't have to be a member on my, well, you might have to be a member, but you don't have to be a paying member. So it's free for everyone to join, but it's hosted on my Patreon because it's so nice to have everything gathered in one place. And the Patreon members who pays for the highest tier will get this pattern for free, or included in their Patreon, but you will also be able to buy it on the same day. So it's not a Patreon exclusive in any way. It's just that if you are a paying member of the highest tier on my Patreon, you will get my new patterns for like included in the price. So you don't have to be a paying member, but you have to, I think you have to like join the Patreon, and then you can access a chat room where we post pictures and everything. And I did this with my mittens, my broker mittens, earlier this fall. And it was such a cozy weekend to just receive pictures from everyone's weekends, and we have like coffee pictures and dog pictures, and it was really cozy. So I will post all the details below this video, and you will, if you follow me on Instagram, you can also keep an eye out there, and I will tell you more about that. And this yarn is the tvåtrådig Gammelserien from Rauma Finull, and it's a beautiful sock yarn that is 100% wool. You don't have to use this yarn, of course. It's a regular sock yarn weight. So needles 2.5. So it's really nice, and the color work is only on the cuff, not cuff. Yeah, the cuff, like the leg part. Because I don't enjoy having too much color work on the foot because it feels weird. It gets really tight to pull over your foot. But yeah, so it's a heel flap and gusset kind of heel, and it has slip stitches in the back. Yeah, that's that. And then I have 2 knits that I'm just knitting for Hilma, and I'm just seeing this now, and it feels like everything that I knit is beige, but I have a beige period right now. So this is just a improvised sweater that I'm making for Hilma in Direm Natura. Ulyss? I don't know. I don't remember. But this is just a raglan sweater for her with a really broad raglan seam. And I just wanted to make this to have something to throw over the, like her clothes when we're going in the car or something, and it's not that cold, but just a bit chilly. And we're not going outside, like a base, like a layering piece. So yeah, and I really I don't know what I feel about this yarn. It feels a bit too soft, but it's also nice. It's nice for her, I think. And the last thing that I'm knitting on is this balaclava. And this is a balaclava pattern from Petit Knit. I don't remember what it's called right now, but I will write it on the screen. And I'm making this in, this is Ulrika Natur from Svarta Fåret, which I had from a design thing that I made for them. And also I have some mohair, and I think this is the Knitting for Olive one. So I'm pairing these ones together and I'm making a balaclava. And I also want to make one of these for my niece, but in a different color, because I have some scrap yarns, and it's just so nice to knit up all the scrap yarns for kids, because you don't need that much. Let's move on to some sewing. Don't let this fool you, because I don't have an endless amount of knitting time. I knit a lot whenever I can. So if you're walking outside and I have Hilma in the shawl, I'm knitting at the same time because Robin has Eden. And this morning I walked to town to get some errands done, and I was alone, which feels very weird. But then I was walking and knitting at the same time, and you know, I'm knitting all evening. I'm doing all my chores during the day, so I have time to knit and sew in the evening, and also during her naps sometimes. When it's work, I can do it during her naps. But I have some fabrics, because I have discovered a new fabric store here in my town that I'm living. So they had really nice black linen fabric, like a washed linen fabric, a lightweight, for 180 Swedish crowns, which is a really cheap price for linen fabric. I think this is 2 meters, 2.5 meters maybe. And I also found striped fabric. This is a black fabric with white stripes. Okay, so this is a black and white striped fabric that is all cotton, and it was really cheap, and I got 3 meters, which was all that there was left of it in the store. And I'm gonna make a dress out of it. Really excited. Okay, and I have a niece, as I said, and she's turning 2 soon, and she really enjoys different kinds of animals right now. So I'm making her a dress in this bird fabric. Really, and I already cut out the pieces. It's so small. And the last thing that I'm gonna sew, no, not the last thing that I'm ever gonna sew, but the thing that I bought fabric for is this. This is a wool fabric, which I got in the fabric store here in town, the one that I knew of beforehand. And this is a wool fabric, and I'm gonna make Robin a like a jacket that he can have, like a layering piece, because we talked about that for a long time. So I got him some gray wool fabric. Yeah, that's my fabric acquisitions, and I have some yarn acquisitions as well, which I'm gonna talk about now. The first thing is I have these colors for Robin's Riddare, and these, I actually had these before, and I got this as a base color for him. So I'm gonna knit him a Riddare in these colors, and I'm really excited to just knit according to someone else's pattern and not being able to, and not have to think about the construction and everything. So yeah, this is gonna be my weekend knit, and like when I craving some just stockinette. So I'm gonna make the yoke in these colors, and then this is gonna be the base color. And he's really excited to have a new Riddare, and I'm also very excited to knit for him again, because he's a really like a knit-worthy person. he wears the things that I knit for him until they like fall apart. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. This is the sock yarn that I'm making Hilma's socks in. This is a beautiful red color, and it's from Ullcentrum, Öland, as I said. So will you focus, please? And this is also going to be something Christmassy. Can you please focus? Yeah. This is going to be a Christmassy pattern, and it's going to be a mystery knit together with this color, I believe. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to try this color. And I'm really loving the deep red with the like a beige color. So this is going to be a colorwork sock for Christmas, and I'm making a mystery knit along. But yeah, so this is spun with long and hard fiber. It says on the back it has 200 meters on 100 grams. So yeah, and I think that I have made a pair of socks with this before, and it was just enough with one skein for me, with like a colorwork cuff. So it's gonna be, but I have two, so it's fine if I need a little bit more. Yeah, so I also bought this one, which is a 2-ply Swedish wool yarn from the same company, and this is a brown, a beautiful brown. I think this is a natural brown color, and this has 300 meters. This is 2-ply, so the other one is a 3-ply. 300 meters on 100 grams, and I'm planning a pair of mittens, I think. I don't know, maybe a pair of mittens in this one with a white contrast color, but I have white at home, so I didn't buy that. But this is beautiful. And the last thing that I got from this brand is 2 skeins of this, which is a 3-ply Swedish wool yarn, and then these 2 that also, they will be featured in the same design, but I don't want to talk about that design right now because I have some plans for it, but I just have to, like, yeah, it has to come together in my head beforehand, and then I will talk about it. I will make a swatch, and I will actually start that design soon, but I can say that 2 of these and 1 each of these will be enough for the whole thing, and it's a garment. And I will also use both 3-ply and 2-ply in the same design, which is nice. But it's the anthracite colorway, and this is the faluröd, which is falufärg is the red paint on, like the classic red house in Sweden. It's that color is called falurödfärg, and this is the same. This colorway is called falurödfärg. So it's beautiful. Yes, I'm very excited about this one. I also been thinking about this design for, I don't know, maybe 6 months or something. So I'm very excited. And then today I actually got a delivery from Nutiden, or Hönor and Eid, with some Nutiden yarn. And this is their latest collection, which released yesterday. I ordered these yesterday, and then they arrived today, which is it's amazing. And I got this one. I don't remember any names as per usual, so I will write on the screen which colorway it is. But this yellow is amazing. It's a bit darker than you can see on the screen. And I will hold this together with a golden mohair, I think. I don't know if I suit this color. Maybe it's too yellow for me. I don't know. But I love this. So I bought 300 grams of this. And then I got this one, which is a rust color. I'm so happy that they have made a rust color. It's quite bright. It's quite apricot in the color, but I really enjoy it together with a darker rust mohair. So I will hold this, I think I will hold this double-stranded and with a mohair and knit on quite big needles and maybe make a design out of it. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I just knew that I wanted to have this color, so I got 300 grams in this one, which is enough for like a double-stranded cropped project in Nutiden, which is amazing. And then this colorway is the thing, this colorway is the one that I like. When I saw the collection, I was like, okay, I'm getting that one for sure, because this is such a beautiful color. It doesn't show on camera. It really doesn't show up that well on camera. Maybe this is better. Yeah, this is a more accurate. What do you say? This shows the color more accurately. But yeah, so if you have knitted in Fjallalopi Frostgrass, this is kind of similar to that one. But this is softer. It has a silky touch, and I think the drape will be amazing in this one. And I'm gonna make something out of it. I don't know what yet. I'm thinking like a lace yoke design. I don't know. I got 300 grams of this one as well, and I'm just in love with it. So that is the yarns that I have bought recently. Yeah, I think that's all the yarns. And I wanted to end, because I think I did end the last episode with a book talk, because this has been a booktube channel before, and I really still enjoy reading books. But these days I read a lot of fantasy still, but I also read a lot of like non-fiction about wool and yarn and knitting and everything that has to do with historic textiles. So it was my birthday last week actually. I turned 31, and Robin got me 3 books that I'm really looking forward to reading. The first one is called Fabric, The Hidden History of the Material World by Victoria Finlay. I think this is going to be really nice. It has a whole chapter on wool and cotton and tapa, which I don't know what that is, bark cloth, linen, sackcloth, pashmina, tweed. Oh my god, it has a whole chapter on tweed. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. It's beautiful as well. And the next one is called The Fabric of Civilization, How Textiles Made the World by Virginia Postro. And it looks like this. Expansive. Postural is excellent at highlighting how textiles truly changed the world. I love to read these kinds of books to be able to, you know, get a deeper understanding on how textiles and how wool and sheep and, you know, everything that has to do with this that we do today, like what I do today, how that has shaped the world, how important textiles has been to the development of things that we wouldn't think of today. So I'm loving these two, and these always take such a long time to read because I can't just sit down and read that from start to finish, because I have to like think about it and process it, and you know. And the last one is a really beautiful book, The Land of Maybe, A Faroe Islands Year. It looks like this, and this is about the Faroe Islands. I don't know much about it, but I know that people love it, and I just want to read about the Faroe Islands. And I think this is going to be really like poetic and a beautiful read more than anything else. Yes. That's everything. Okay, so I've been filming for 53 minutes, and now Hilma's awake. She's sitting here in the chair. I'm planning on doing Vlogmas this year, which feels daunting. It also feels like a challenge that I want to try, you know. I've been watching Laura Penrose on YouTube and her vlogging series, and I'm just in love with her style and, you know, the effortlessness and the... Yeah, it feels It feels really cozy. And even if it's just like 10-minute videos, I think that's gonna be something that's gonna be fun for me to look back on in a few years when Hilma's older. And I'm not gonna film her too much. Yeah, so I'm trying to make that a thing. I'm planning it now, and I will, you know, decide later on, but I'm thinking about it. And please let me know in the comments down below if you want to see Vlogmas from me on this channel. But thank you for watching this video. I'm now gonna go edit it and hopefully get it out for you this weekend. And if you want to see more content from me, you can always join my Patreon. I will include the links down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!